Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 2월 26일 수요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. These days, going out seems to be the hardest challenge we face on a daily basis. Besides the multiple layers of protection against the weather, including wind and rain, we also need to protect ourselves with masks. And with more people spending more hours indoors, it's now time to come up with a system that can help our well-being even when we're deprived of fresh air and sunlight. 요새 외출이 제한된 상황에서 집에 머물며 면역력을 높이는 데 도움이 될 만한 운동을 실천해보면 어떨까요? 실내에만 있다 보면 활동량이 줄면서 체중이 증가하기 쉽습니다. 실내 운동은 유산소와 근력 운동을 병행해야 하는데요. 실내 자전거는 숨이 차는 유산소 운동인 동시에 우리 몸에서 가장 큰 근육이면서 무릎 관절을 안정화시키는 허벅지 근육을 키우는데 효과적인 운동입니다. 실내 자전거를 탈 때는요, 발을 가장 아래에 뒀을 때 무릎이 10에서 15도로 살짝 굽히지 않도록 안장 높이를 조절해야 슬개골 자극이 덜해 무릎에 부담이 없습니다. 상체 운동은요, 아령을 이용해 새가 날개짓을 하듯 팔을 벌렸다 내렸다 하는 플라잉 동작, 플랭크, 푸시업 동작이 도움이 됩니다. And with that in mind, here's a quiz question. A bicycle that doesn't move and is a popular exercise device is known as a something bicycle. 1번, a stationary bicycle. 2번, a space bicycle. 3번, a sad bicycle. 오늘도 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 고칼슘 쌀룬 두유 보내드리겠습니다. 또 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 반디 게시판 무료로 이용할 수 있고요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 문자 보내주시면 되겠습니다. Now let's start the show by greeting the one and only Steve.
I was kind of laughing because I can see how a bicycle would be sad.
Why?
Seeing all the other bicycles, well, how come they get to move?
Yes, I want to get out of this room.
I have to stay in the same place all the time.
Not easy being stationary, is it?
Oh, very true. Well, for some people.
And this bike as well.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. The weather seems to be a little bit more agreeable today than perhaps in the last couple of days. The sun is up even earlier, and you know I like that. But I was thinking about what you were saying in the opening, you know, because of what's going on in the country and around the world because of COVID-19 these days, everybody has to be as careful as possible. And maybe people are spending less time in public locations, more time at home. So maybe, you know, and I think we should be trying to find activities that we can perhaps do that we wouldn't normally do. You know, try to stay positive health-wise, not only health-wise, but mentally as well.
True.
For example, yesterday on the show, I was talking about I was going to practice the happy birthday song on the guitar.
You're going to give it a go?
I practiced for 3 hours yesterday.
Did you?
So I'm thinking, now I would never normally have done that, practice guitar at home for 3 hours on a weeknight. But this is what I'm saying, you know, when things are bad, it's easy to feel down and feel blue. And of course, we have to be careful. But maybe it's a good chance, if we think positively, to find other opportunities for us to spend our time.
와, 긍정적으로 생각하고 실내에서 있는 시간을 적극 활용하는 좋은 본보기네요. 어제 스티브 선생님이 집에 관상용 기타가 3개나 있는데 언젠가 한번 연습해야겠다 했는데 어제 바로 3시간 동안이나 연습을 했답니다. 그 결과는 내일이나 모레 보여주신다고 합니다.
I was very excited. At around 11:30 p.m., I was still practicing. So I called Paul. And I just put the speaker next to the phone and I played.
Yeah?
And I was expecting words of encouragement. Paul said, are you going to play that faster? So I hung up.
그렇게 3시간 연습하고 나서 우리 작가님한테 전화해가지고 들려줬대요. 나 이렇게 연주하는데 어때? 그랬더니 이거 할 거 아니지? 방송에 이렇게 반응을 했답니다.
I should have called you, Sue.
I would have said, that's fantastic,
Exactly,
Steve.
exactly, yeah. So, no, that's my point, though. Try out some new things, maybe, if we're stuck indoors these days, right?
맞아요. 어차피 실내에서 긴 시간 있을 거라면은 시간을 어떻게 좀 잘 활용할 수 있을까? 스티브 선생님한테서 저도 좀 배워봅니다. 저는 뭐를 또 오늘 저녁에 해볼까요? 스티브 선생님은 기타 실력을 어쨌거나 조금만 더 이제 다듬으셔서 내일이나 모레쯤 해피 버스데이 송을 준비하고 계시다고 들었습니다.
Maybe Friday.
Maybe Friday.
Yeah.
네, 들려주시길 바라겠습니다.
Maybe not Friday.
Okay.
Maybe means maybe. It doesn't mean definitely.
한 번도 기타 안 치셨으니까 지금 굉장히 어려운 거예요, 선생님한테. I mean, you've never played the guitar before, so it's hard.
It's about the easiest song you can learn, I think. But that doesn't mean I'll get it right. Anyway.
That's good enough. All right. So, yeah, our opening was about that. Make the most of your time indoors and exercise if you can. They say if you have a stationary bicycle, that's great. If not, you can do lots of stretching exercises.
Yeah, the plank you were talking about, I think the
Yeah.
world record just got broken
I
again.
was going to talk about that
Yeah,
too.
the guy he's a former American military.
Marine, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But an older guy, right?
62 years old.
Not a 21-year-old.
Right, exactly.
Not that 62 is really old. But yeah, 8 hours, I think the number was.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah,
And then that number, so he beat a Chinese police officer, I
is that
think,
right?
who set the record about 4 years ago. Those numbers might be a little off. But I'm wondering if that guy saw that news article that his record got broken, and I wonder if he's going to continue practicing.
Maybe.
But this American guy, he was practicing something like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day
Yeah, it's incredible.
for years. Yeah.
맞아요. 오늘 오프닝에서 집에서 이 플랭크 하는 것도 굉장히 그 상체 운동으로서 좋다 이런 얘기를 했는데 최근에 미국에서 62세의 한 남성이 8시간 동안이나 이 플랭크 자세를 유지하면서 기네스 기록을 세웠다고 합니다.
Do you think you could do the opening of the show whilst
플랭크
planking?
자세로? I think I could maybe do 10 seconds of it and that would be the extent of it.
Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하십니까?
Exactly. 그렇습니다. 뭐 집에서 연습 좀 더 해보죠, 뭐 저도. But enough joking. Let's talk about how we can stay clear of the COVID virus because this is very much a real issue still. COVID-19, 코로나19 예방 수칙에 대한 안내. 로 오늘 방송 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
Yeah, so we'll start off with some recommendations for the general public. So there's a list here, and I'll go over 6 of those things on the list. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap under running water. Cover your mouth and nose with your sleeve when you cough or sneeze. Do not touch your eyes, nose, or mouth if you haven't washed your hands. Wear a mask when visiting a medical institution, and please refrain from visiting crowded places as well. And the last one for this list, avoid contact with people with fever and respiratory symptoms such as coughing or a sore throat.
What about people in high-risk groups?
Well, the definition of a high-risk group is as follows. Pregnant women, those aged 65 or older, or chronically ill patients suffering from diabetes, cardiovascular conditions, chronic respiratory conditions. The list for the respiratory conditions is long. The advice there is don't go to crowded places, and if you have to go out or visit a medical institution, wear a mask.
And suspected patients showing symptoms?
That would be the group of people or a person with fever or respiratory symptoms such as coughing or a sore throat. This list says avoid going to school or work or refrain from going outside at all. Rest at home without going outside and watch the development of symptoms for 3 to 4 days. If you have a fever, a high fever of 38 degrees Celsius or higher, or symptoms worsen, then A, contact the emergency hotline, that's 1339, or B, visit a designated COVID-19 screening center and get treatment.
And residents of areas with reported confirmed cases.
Please refrain from going out or visiting other areas. And if you are under quarantine, you must follow the instructions of medical personnel and quarantine authorities thoroughly.
This is pretty much everyone because it has affected so many areas of not just Korea but around the world.
It's
so
true.
extra precaution is required. 네, 코로나19 예방 행동 수칙을 간단하게 안내해 드렸습니다. 특히 유증상자의 경우에는요. 등교나 출근을 하지 마시고요. 외출을 자제해 주시는 게 좋겠고요. 집에서 충분히 휴식을 취하시는 게 좋겠습니다. Okay, with that said, let's start today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
The WHO has said that COVID-19 is not a pandemic or a worldwide epidemic yet.
세계보건기구가 코로나19에 대해 아직 세계적 대유행은 아니라고 밝혔습니다.
A U.S. biotech company has announced that its experimental mRNA COVID-19 vaccine will undergo clinical testing in April.
미국의 한 제약사가 코로나19의 첫 임상시험용 백신을 개발해 4월에 임상시험에 들어갈 수 있다고 밝혔습니다.
Amid concerns regarding the health and age of Democratic presidential candidates in the United States, none of the top dozen candidates has released his or her full health records.
미국 민주당 대선 경선 후보에 대한 고령, 건강 논쟁이 계속되는 가운데 후보들은 의료 기록 공개를 거부하고 있습니다.
Despite concerns over the fast-spreading COVID-19 outbreak, Brazil has held its largest carnival ever.
코로나19에 대한 우려 속에서도 올해 브라질 카네발 축제에 역대 최대 규모의 인파가 몰렸습니다. If you'd like to listen to those headlines again, you can do so by visiting our website. 모닝 스페셜 홈페이지에서 지금 읽어드린 헤드라인 다시 무료로 들으실 수 있습니다. 많은 이용 바랍니다. Let's go over the headlines.
Headline number one this morning. The WHO has said that COVID-19 is not a pandemic or a worldwide epidemic yet.
네, WHO 세계보건기구가요. 코로나19에 대해 아직 세계적 대유행은 아니다. 이렇게 밝혔습니다.
The world must prepare for a potential coronavirus pandemic. That is according to the Director General of the World Health Organization. It's a warning. Speaking at a press briefing in Geneva, Switzerland, Tedros Ghebreyesus said that the spread of the COVID-19 virus around the world is not yet at pandemic stage, but did acknowledge that it does have the potential to become one. This is the quote. The sudden increase of cases in Italy, the Islamic Republic of Iran, and the Republic of Korea are deeply concerning. There's a lot of speculation about whether these increases mean that this epidemic has now become a pandemic.
Okay, so epidemic and pandemic are two key terms here.
Yeah, epidemic means that it's spread in communities, and pandemic means that it is spread worldwide.
그렇습니다. 에피데믹은요, 이 경우에 이제 유행병이 되겠고요. 이미 COVID-19은 에피데믹입니다. 하지만 팬데믹이라고 하는 거는 세계적인 그런 유행병을 말하는데 그것은 아니다라고 WHO가 말하고 있죠. 중국 내에서는 물론 에피데믹입니다. 그렇지만 세계적으로 아직 팬데믹은 되지 않았지만 팬데믹을 대비해서 준비는 철저하게 하게 해야 된다라는 얘기입니다.
So if you're wondering how they decide, the WHO decides whether to use epidemic or pandemic, because really it's just the use of a term, isn't it, or terms. Well, the WHO no longer uses an official scale to declare a pandemic, although Margaret Harris at the WHO told a news agency that it will start to use the term in communications if it does believe that a pandemic is reached. Here's the quote, another quote from the World Health Organization Director General. Our decision about whether to use the word pandemic to describe an epidemic is based on an ongoing assessment of the geographical spread of the virus, the severity of the disease it causes, and the impact it has on the whole of society. For the moment, we are not witnessing the uncontained global spread of this virus, and we are not witnessing large-scale severe disease or death. Therefore, using the word pandemic now does not fit the facts, but it may certainly cause fear.
네, 그렇습니다. 아직까지는 팬데믹, 세계적 유행성이라는 어떤 대유행이라는 표현을 쓰기에는 적절하지 않다라고 얘기를 했지만요. 이미 WHO는 경보 최고 수준인 국제적 공중보건 비상사태는 이미 선포를 한 상태입니다. 그렇지만 이제 무제한으로 확산할 것으로는 보지 않는다 이런 얘기를 했어요. The WHO says it doesn't see this epidemic spreading infinitely.
Yes, but as I look at the CNN homepage right now, on the front page, it says CDC warns coronavirus spread in U.S. is inevitable. Therefore, it's not a question of if, it's a matter of when. There are critics to the use of epidemic over pandemic. I forget his name right now, but there was one expert who was saying it doesn't matter what we call it. It is what it is, right? But I think, and this is just my opinion, that the WHO, they're using the word epidemic because once you start to use the word pandemic, then you're talking about real fears from the general public around the world, and you can't control those fears.
Yeah, I believe this term has only been used twice in the history of the WHO, so it's a term that they don't use that easily. However, as you said, depending on which organization you're talking to, some people do see it as having gotten that far. WHO는요, 적어도 이제 1월 23일부터 2월 2일 사이가 지금 COVID-19이 최고조에 달한 시점이다라고 하면서 그 이후에는 감소세를 보이고 있다 이렇게 얘기를 하고 있습니다. 특히나 여러 가지 지금까지 파악된 상황을 어제 발표했는데요. 가벼운 증세를 앓고 있는 코로나 환자의 경우에는 한 2주간의 기간을 거치면 회복할 수 있다는 것을 우리가 지금 수치상 데이터상 보고 있고요. 중증 환자는 한 3주에서 6주 정도의 회복 기간이 필요하더라 이런 얘기를 했습니다. And overall, the stats show that 2,600 or so have died in China. 77,000 have been confirmed. Outside of China, we're looking at 28 countries.
Around the world.
Around the world.
That's right. And there is some reason to feel somewhat positive. A specialist team sent to China found that the epidemic peaked and plateaued between the 23rd of January and the 2nd of February, and it has since been declining steadily in that part of the world.
네, 그렇습니다. Staying with COVID-19, let's check headline number 2.
Some positive news, perhaps. A U.S. biotech company has announced that its experimental mRNA COVID-19 vaccine will undergo clinical testing in April.
미국의 한 제약사가 코로나19의 첫 임상시험용 백신을 개발해 4월에 임상시험에 들어갈 수 있다고 밝혔습니다.
So the initial batch of the vaccine has already been shipped to U.S. government researchers from the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. The biotech company that we're talking about is called Moderna, and it expects that its first clinical trials will begin near late April, with around 25 healthy volunteers participating in those tests. Initial clinical results could be available sometime in July or August, but they say that it is a remarkably fast development cycle for this company to be able to develop an initial vaccine just weeks after identifying the COVID-19 genetic sequence.
Right. If we compare the situation to that of SARS, back then it took about 20 months for them to develop and test the vaccine back then, but this time around we're looking at about 3 months.
Yeah, that's right. The director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, his name is Anthony Fauci, and he said in an interview that going into a phase 1 trial within 3 months of getting the sequence is unquestionably the world indoor record. Nothing has ever gone that fast.
Of course, being fast is not the ultimate solution, though. It has to work.
Well, that's the thing, too. You know, they are quite optimistic about this because the mRNA technology from this company, they say it's promising because with mRNA vaccines, hypothetically, they are faster and more effective than their DNA-based counterparts, but it is still uncertain how well Moderna's new coronavirus vaccine will perform because mRNA vaccines have never before been tested on human beings.
네, 그렇습니다. 미국의 한 제약회사가요, 4월 달에 한 백신을 이제 임상시험할 것이다 이렇게 밝혔습니다. 임상시험을 위한 이 백신 개발이 이제 한 3달 정도가 될 시점에 만에 시험에 들어간다는 얘기인데요. 20명에서 25명의 건강한 자원자를 대상으로 백신의 임상시험이 진행될 예정이라고 합니다. 그 후로부터 한 석 달에서 넉 달, 그러니까 7월에서 8월 사이에 그 결과가 나올 전망인데요. 지난 그 2003년 당시 사스 때는 백신을 개발하는데 한 20개월이 걸린 반면에 이번에는 한 3개월이 걸려서 많은 지금 외신에서는 굉장히 빠른 속도다라고 그 빠른 대응에 대한 찬사를 보내고 있습니다만 그 효과가 얼마 정도 있을지 어느 정도일지는 아직 더 지켜봐야 된다는 게 전문가들의 입장입니다. Okay, leaving the COVID story there, let's go to headline number 3.
Amid concerns regarding the health and age of Democratic presidential candidates in the U.S., none of the top dozen candidates has released his or her full health records.
미국 민주당 대선 경선 후보에 대한 고령 건강 논쟁이 계속되는 가운데 후보들은 의료 기록 공개를 거부하고 있습니다.
Senator Bernie Sanders has refused to release more medical records months after promising to offer comprehensive details of his heart attack that he suffered. This is the latest reminder that voters know very little about the health of the men and women seeking the presidency. And those candidates include some who would turn 80 in their first terms. None of the top dozen presidential candidates this time around has released his or her full health records. Instead, what they have been doing is offering doctor's notes, which is kind of a general overview of how their own personal doctor views their health.
That's exactly what President Trump has been doing as well.
Yeah, exactly. So this practice has been going on for a while, and they say it kind of got turned into a charade or a bit of a joke when Trump allegedly wrote his own medical note. Trump's personal doctor at the time was Harold Bornstein, and I don't think he is Trump's doctor anymore, but he claimed that language came directly from President Trump, and that language was he would be the healthiest individual ever elected to the presidency. His doctor said, well, he told me to say that.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, it was Pete Buttigieg that mentioned they should reveal their health records in the first place. He, of course, is the youngest candidate at 38.
Yeah, someone from Bernie Sanders' camp said, but if we start giving out their personal health records, it won't stop because the requests will just keep coming and coming and coming.
Yeah.
But I like I said, they haven't released doctor's notes. Bloomberg, he's 78 years old, and according to his doctor, he is in outstanding health and in great physical shape. His doctor wrote that note in December. Also, Joe Biden, his has been a little bit more open about his past because he had a brain surgery after suffering a hemorrhage back in 1988. That is known. Elizabeth Warren, she's 70 years old, and her doctor said also in December that she is in excellent health and has no medical conditions or health problems that would keep her from fulfilling the duties of the President of the United States.
네, 그렇습니다. 미국 민주당 경선 후보 중에 최연소인 38세 피트 부티지지가 최근에 TV 토론회에서 나이 많은 후보들이 굉장히 많은데 건강 기록 공개해라. 건강할지 말지 모르는 사람을 대통령으로 우리가 세워도 되겠느냐 이런 얘기를 한 이후에 그런 지금의 파장이 일고 있는 것입니다. 실제로 미국에서는요. 4명이 70대입니다. 지금 말씀하신 버니 샌더스, 그리고 블룸버그, 조 바이든, 엘리자베스 워런 모두 다 70대인데요. 다 이제 주치의의 증언에 의존하고 있다고 합니다. 실제로 미국에서는 관례적으로 이렇게 의료 기록을 공개하지 않는다고 하네요. 전 대통령들도 보면은 뭐 윌슨, 루스벨트, 케네디 전부 다 밝히진 않았습니다. Okay, let's go on to our final headline.
Despite concerns over the fast-spreading COVID-19 outbreak, Brazil has held its largest carnival ever.
코로나19에 대한 우려 속에서도 올해 브라질 카니발 축제에 역대 최대 규모의 인파가 몰렸습니다.
This is a huge event. According to Brazil's tourism ministry on Monday, the number of people participating in the Carnival festival in 6 major cities, including Rio de Janeiro, is estimated at 36 million.
Wow.
Yeah, a huge number. In the southeastern city of Rio, it's referred to as the home of the samba, 7 million people took part in the festival. 1.9 million of those people are from other parts of Brazil or foreign tourists. So there's a tremendous amount of people involved. Also, they estimate that 25.4 million people were hired through as temporary workers for the event as well.
I think we should also mention that in Brazil there have been no confirmed cases of COVID-19. So I guess that's why people aren't concerned about gathering like this.
Yeah, Brazil's health ministry said that no confirmed case of COVID-19 was reported so far. They are monitoring one suspected patient. The health ministry said that 154 people were tested negative through tests conducted between the 18th of January and the 21st of February. So you're right, no confirmed cases in the country.
네, 브라질은요, 지금 아시아에서 또 이제 그 유럽, 이탈리아에서의 그 분위기와 굉장히 많이 다른 모습이죠. 확진자가 한 명도 없습니다. 브라질의 경우에는 지금까지 코비드-19 의심 환자 딱 한 명 있고요. 확진자는 없는 상태여서 그런지 이번에 리오데자네이로를 비롯해서 6개의 도시의 총 축제에 참가한 사람들이 3,600만 명으로 추산이 된다고 합니다. All right. Well, those were our headlines this morning. Let's remind our listeners of the quiz.
A bicycle that doesn't move and is a popular exercise device is known as a blank bicycle. Is it number 1, a stationary bicycle, number 2, a space bicycle, or number 3, a sad bicycle?
네, 계속해서 정답 보내주세요. 고칼슘 살룬 두유 보내드리겠습니다. 존 레전드의 Someday 듣고 와서요. 여러분의 사연과 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. You're listening to Morning Special. 김현진 님이요. I'm in the 5th grade and I'm listening to Morning Special. I wish we could have lunch special and dinner special as well. And guess what? My name is also Sujin.
Nice.
My mum really likes this radio program too. Well, thank you, Sujin in the 5th grade.
Well, how about this? Maybe you and your mom
Yeah.
can make your own kind of radio show.
Yeah, why not?
At home, right?
Exactly.
After dinner, you can have the dinner special. And Sujin, you can be the host of the show, and your mom can play my role and be the news of the day guest.
그러게요. 김현진 님이 사연을 보내주셨는데 이제 5학년 학생의 이름은 수진이라고 했어요. 그러면 어머니신가 봐요, 김현진 님은. 두 분이서 집에서 이제 라디오 하는 뭐라 그럴까요? 가상으로 라디오 프로그램을 한번 해보는 건 어떨까요?
Exactly. So after dinner, Sujin, you can say, all right, Mom, thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's good to see you. Let's go over today's headlines. And your mom can say, well, today we went out and we did this and that. That'd be fun, right?
맞아요. I think when I was younger, I used to pretend I was on TV or
Oh, yeah?
radio. Yeah, and it's a fun game.
Sure
so why
it is.
not?
Why not?
네.
But you have to do it in English, Mom and Sujin.
네.
Practice,
영어로
practice.
하셔야 됩니다. 감사합니다. 5학년 수진 양도 화이팅 하시고요. 어머니도 화이팅입니다. 신정희 님이요. 실내 자전거 타기가 운동에 많은 도움이 되는군요. 요즘은 아이들과 집콕 하면서 생활하고 있어요. Are you familiar with 집콕?
Jibkok. I know Bangkok.
Yes, it's very similar.
Same thing?
Yeah, same thing. Bangkok is, being
Staying
stuck in
home.
your room. With Bang is room.
Jibkok,
Jib
staying
is,
home.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. But of course, the word itself came from the Thai
Yeah.
city. But anyhow, 집콕하고 있어요. 잠깐씩 마스크를 쓰고 마트에 다녀오는 것 외에는 외출을 자제하고 있습니다. 모두 건강하게 위생 철저히 지키면서 생활하세요 하셨습니다. 네, 집에 있는 시간이 늘어나면서 실내에서 뭘 할 수 있을까 정말 고민도 많이 하게 되고 평소에 생각하지 못했던 것들도 생각하게 되는 것 같아요. 저도 아이들과 어제 보드게임 좀 했어요.
yeah,
집에
fun.
평소에 있었는데 잘 쓰지를 못했거든요. 재밌더라고요.
Do we have a term? So the Jibkok and Bangkok, does that imply that it's your choice?
No,
Because-
it doesn't imply whose choice it is. It just means you're stuck at home.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say stuck at home. That's
Yeah.
the English expression that we would use. Yeah, so if you're sick and you stay home because you kind of have to, then we say, I'm stuck at home.
I'm stuck at home.
Or I'm stuck. If you have too much work at the office, you can say, I'm stuck at the office.
그렇군요. 자, 5050님은 고등학교 때 stationary 문방구라는 단어랑 엄청 헷갈렸던 것 같아요. 철자 하나 차이가 전혀 다른 뜻을 가지고 있다니 오늘 하루도 작은 태도 하나가 전혀 다른 하루를 만들 수 있겠죠. Have a good day 하셨습니다. Yeah, stationary and stationary. They sound the same, but one has an E, one has an A, right?
Oh, what's the difference?
Oh, here, I think...
E-R-Y and A-R-Y. The spelling is the difference.
Yes, I think one means you're not moving. And the other one means,
like pens and papers.
Paper.
Like a stationery store.
Yeah.
Or part of a bookstore with the pens and the notepads. I love that part of the bookstore, the stationery store.
맞아요. 저도 문방구 정말 좋아합니다.
I didn't know the spelling was different. I thought it was the same.
Yeah, it's one of those things you don't really notice.
The pronunciation's exactly the same. Yeah.
맞아요. 발음은 똑같습니다. Well, keep sending in your messages and greetings, whether you're stationary or not. Today we have 5 고칼슘 쌀룬 두유s prepared for you. Let's check our news focus stories. 자, 그럼 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 역시 신종 코로나와 관련된 소식인데요. 코로나19의 여파로 중국의 석탄 소비량이 줄고 대기 환경이 개선됐다는 관측이 나왔습니다. Let's listen to the story.
As factories in China are preparing to return to full production, analysts are using pollution levels as a gauge of industrial activity. Major cities in China are well known for being choked by smog due to the extensive burning of coal by factories. But so far this year, pollution levels have been between 20 and 25% lower compared to the same period last year, suggesting there was a substantial decline in industrial activity in the first quarter. According to an official update, more than 80% of China's 20,000 manufacturing subsidies have resumed work, but daily coal consumption of 6 major power plants was 42.5% less than the same time last year.
네, 뭐 인과관계가 뚜렷하다고 말할 수는 없겠지만 지금 현재 중국의 상황이요. 중국 내의 공장들의 재가동이 늦어지고 있죠. 그러면서 마침 초미세먼지는 작년 대비 굉장히 많이 줄어들었습니다. 그런 상황이에요. 그래서 이제 일각에서는 분명히 관련이 있다. 이렇게 보고 있는 것인데 꼭 좋아할 수만은 없는 그런 뉴스입니다.
Yeah, tough to find a silver lining, of course, with what's been going on. And this would have to be considered a very, very small silver lining. But I think we have noticed a little bit of a difference in the air quality
Yeah,
here.
yesterday the skies were very clear. I think today as well it's looking quite nice outside.
So major cities in China, they are well known for being choked by smog. So choke, well, if we use it as a verb, it means to put your hands around someone's neck and squeeze. But of course, here we're using it figuratively, and it's that same type of meaning. Because if you are squeezing your neck or someone's neck, then they can't breathe, right? So what does smog do to a city? It makes it very difficult for people to breathe. That's why we can say that smog, or heavy smog, or thick smog, can choke a city.
네, 그렇습니다. 목을 조르다라는 뜻의 choke가요. 여기서는요, many cities are well known for being choked by smog라고 했습니다. 그래서 많은 들은 스모그에 휩싸여 있는 것으로 그렇게 잘 알려져 있다. 그러니까 목을 조르다는 표현을 여기서는 이렇게 둘러싸여 있다라는 식으로 쓴 거예요.
There's a couple of different ways that you can use choke. And actually, I think I'll save one for our expression of the day.
Okay.
But the most common way, and hopefully this doesn't happen to you, but the most common way that you could use this is if you take a bite of something and then you...
사례가 들었어요.
then what you're doing is you're choking.
네, 이게 바로 choking 하는 것입니다. And you would say, oh no, I'm choking, or you're choking.
Well, what they say is if you can say
I'm
I'm choking,
then
you're not actually choking because air
Yeah.
is passing down through your throat.
그렇죠.
Which, fun little side note, you know the pens, those famous Bic pens, I think it's that company, and at the top, the top of the pen, the cap, it has a little hole in the top.
Yes.
You know why?
Is it to prevent choking?
In case you swallow it by mistake, because people chew it,
really?
and in case you swallow it by mistake, it will still allow air to go down
What a
your throat.
fun fact.
Yeah, right?
그렇군요.
I'm filled with useless information.
And this is why I love your useless information.
Right.
자, 그렇습니다. 이제 사례가 들다라는 뜻으로도 이제 많이 쓰인다는 거. 스티브 선생님이 근데 나 지금 사례 들었어라고 말할 수 있으면 사례 든 거 아니랍니다. 자, 그다음에는요. substantial 볼게요.
Yeah, that's right. They say that there was a substantial decline in industrial activity in the first quarter. Substantial. Some other words that mean the same thing. significant, you could say,
Yeah.
or considerable.
Right.
And we use this when we're talking about amounts. Oftentimes. So amounts or amount of change, I guess. If Sue comes into work tomorrow and she has pink hair, I would say that is a substantial change in your appearance.
You're putting ideas in my head.
I think it would look great. That would be a significant change or a considerable change. One more example. In August, maybe not last year, I forget, but generally speaking, in August or during the rainy season, during the monsoon season, we get a substantial amount of rain here in the country.
그렇죠. 눈에 띄는, 중대한, 아주 많은이라는 뜻의 substantial이 여기서 쓰였습니다. 그러니까 이제 작년 대비 20에서 25%의 초미세먼지가 줄어들었다고 해요. 굉장히 큰 수치죠. 그런 의미에서 substantial decline이라고 했습니다. Okay, let's go on to our second news focus story now. 이제 두 번째 뉴스 포커스를 살펴볼 텐데요. 미국 트럼프 대통령이 인도 방문하면서 나렌드라 모디 인도 총리와 함께 24일 인도 서부 구자라트 주 아메다바드에서 10만 명이 넘는 인도인 앞에서요. 브로만스를 과시했다고 하는데요. Let's listen to the story.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi delivered on his promised spectacle to welcome President Donald Trump, who kicked off his trip to India on Monday with a rally at the world's largest cricket stadium. More than 100,000 people poured into the brand new stadium for Namaste Trump, an event designed to reciprocate last fall's Texas Howdy Modi rally that drew 50,000 Indian Americans to greet the Prime Minister. Trump praised Modi for the stunning display of India's culture and kindness, noting that he traveled 8,000 miles with the First Lady to deliver a message to the people of India saying, "America loves India, America respects India, and America will always be faithful and loyal to the Indian people."
네, 미국 트럼프 대통령과 인도의 모디 총리와의 브로만스 뉴스가 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. I understand that the entire population of this particular part of India that he went to was about 8 million.
Okay.
However, the number of people that turned up was 10, what was it? Hang on.
A large percentage of those people?
10만 명, 100,000. So, you know, if it depends on how you look at it. But definitely a lot of people turned up.
It's impressive, right? 100,000 people into the world's largest cricket stadium in the world.
Yeah.
Regardless of the population of the region, 100,000 people is still a whole lot of people.
It really is, yeah. And we have the video going out right now on a 보이는 라디오.
Yeah, it's almost like a...
Wow.
It almost looks like a rock concert.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
When you see artists come out on stage, because of the stadium setting, it looks like a rock concert.
네, 맞아요. 트럼프 대통령이 온다는 소식에 이렇게 많은 인파가 몰렸다고 합니다. Some critical articles, articles that were critical towards Trump said that he will probably never get this sort of reception anywhere else in the world. But nonetheless, it was a sight to see.
Yes, and they did this. Let's start with this expression, to reciprocate. They did this in India because he was reciprocating, Modi was reciprocating for last fall's Howdy Modi rally that was held in Texas. That's a great title, isn't it? And if you're wondering what is howdy, in Texas, howdy is a common way to say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to reciprocate, it means to give back. Someone has done something for you, and therefore you do something for them. You return the favor. That's what reciprocation is. That's what reciprocating is. I think in Korean culture, friendship culture, reciprocation is a large part of it, right? You do something for me, and then I return the favor. I do something for you.
오늘은 내가 밥을 쏠게. 다음엔 네가 싸.
Exactly.
이런 거죠.
Yeah, and that would be, so if you bought lunch for me today, tomorrow I would reciprocate and I would buy lunch for you.
네, 그렇습니다. 좀 어려워 보이는 동사이기는 하는데요. reciprocate 그러면은 똑같이 응답하다, 화답하다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 전에 이제 미국에서 텍사스에서요. 모디 총리를 위한 그 Howdy Modi라고 하는 어떤 그런 분위기의 장이 마련됐었는데 그것을 위한 화답으로 이번에는 인도에서 마찬가지로 트럼프 대통령을 위해서 이제 인도 사람들이 준비를 많이 했다.
So because of that event in Texas, Modi said, I promise, President Trump, we will have a big event for you in India. And he kept that promise. And when you keep your promise, then you deliver on your promise. So if you are having a problem with your coworker or maybe one of your staff members, you can say, well, you always say stuff. You always say, I will do this, I will do that, I will do this. But then you never do it. You never deliver. And it doesn't mean pedal. It means you never do what you say you are going to do.
그렇습니다. 여기서는 약속을 이행하다, 약속을 지키다라는 뜻으로 deliver on까지 반드시 같이 써주셔야 됩니다. deliver on a promise가 원래 문장인데요.
Yep.
여기서는 he delivered on his promise. 똑같이 해주겠다라는 약속을 지켰다, 이행했다라는 뜻입니다. 그리고 이제 스티브 선생님이 기타로 해피 버스데이를 쳐주겠다고 약속을 하셨는데요. I'm gonna hope you deliver on your promise on Friday.
Hey, listen, I said maybe Friday.
It's not a promise?
You forgot that word.
그렇군요. 약속이 아니었군요. 그럼 안 지켜도 된다는 것으로.
I'll practice more today.
네, 자 퀴즈 다시 드리도록 하겠습니다.
Okay, a bicycle that doesn't move and is a popular exercise device is known as a blank bicycle. Number 1, stationary. Number 2, space. Number 3, sad.
네, 총 5분께 고칼슘 쌀룬 두유 보내드리겠습니다. We're going to listen to Imagine Dragons with Birds, and when we come back, we'll look at our third news focus story. 자, 노래 듣고 왔고요. 다음 뉴스 포커스 다음 뉴스 포커스 살펴보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 각종 성추행과 성폭행 혐의로 세계적인 Me Too 운동을 촉발한 미국 헐리우드의 거물 제작자 하비 와인스타인이 유죄를 받았습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Harvey Weinstein has been found guilty of sexual assaults, including rape, capping a stunning downfall for the former Hollywood mogul and a victory for the #MeToo movement. Weinstein, 67, was cleared of the most serious count of predatory sexual assault, but faces up to 25 years in prison. He also still faces charges in Los Angeles of assaulting 2 women in 2013. At least 80 women had accused him of sexual misconduct stretching back decades, including actresses Gwyneth Paltrow, Uma Thurman, and Salma Hayek. The allegations were at the center of the #MeToo movement.
Harvey Weinstein was behind so many big movies.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting, Kill Bill, Scream. You know, the list is really, really long. But
Well,
who would have guessed?
there's another list that's really, really long.
Yes, that's true.
And and now this has finally been decided a bit in court. Harvey Weinstein found guilty of sexual assaults. The most serious count against him, though, he was cleared of that. That was predatory sexual assault. But like the article says, he's still facing 25 years in prison, and he's still facing other charges against him that need to be dealt with, too. But like I said, that list is long. 80 women have accused him of sexual misconduct.
네, 그렇습니다. 와인스타인은 이제 유죄가 인정될 경우에는 인정된 것에 대해서 최고 25년형의 징역형을 받을 수 있다고 하는데요. 자, 여기 보면은 it stretches back decades. 이게 뭐 최근에 있었던 일이 아닙니다.
Yeah, so so let's talk about it. Stretching back. We're talking about an event or events that go, and the back part refers to back in time. Okay, we're not talking about the future, we're talking about the past.
Right.
But we're not talking about one moment in the past. We're talking about a series of events. And that's why we say, I guess, stretch back, because it covers a long time and it covers different events. I came to Korea in the year 2000.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say my stay in Korea stretches back to the year 2000. I don't think, because
okay.
I'm referring in that sentence to the one event of when I came here, right? But we're talking about 80 women accusing him of sexual misconduct over many times, over many years. And therefore we say the list of people that accused him, it stretches back decades, meaning in this decade, there was this number of allegations. Then go back one decade more. There were this number of allegations. Go back even more. Another group of allegations. That's why we say that the allegations stretch back over decades.
아, 그렇군요. 이 stretch는 원래 이제 쭉 늘어뜨리다 이런 뜻이잖아요. 그래서 stretch back decades라는 것은 수십 년에 걸쳐서 이렇게 쭉 늘려놓은 이 타임라인 안에 여기에 걸쳐서 수많은 범죄가 일어났다라는 뜻으로 보시면 되겠습니다. 거기에는 뭐 유명한 배우들의 이름도 언급이 되고 있어요. And the allegations were at the center of the Me Too movement.
Yeah, and that just means very quickly that it was an important issue and kind of at the center of, or the most important part of, or the thing that kicked it off, the thing that started it.
맞아요. 나도 당했다라는 뜻의 Me Too 운동의 중심에 있었던 사건 중에 하나죠. 와인스틴 변호인 측은 항소할 것이라고 밝혔습니다. Well, those were our news-focused stories. What's the answer to the quiz?
A bicycle that doesn't move and is a popular exercise device is known as a blank bicycle. Is it number 1, stationary, number 2, space, or number 3, sad? I think it has to be a stationary bicycle.
네, 1번이 정답이 되겠습니다. 윤희정님, 반정호님, 5430님, 7206님, 그리고 끝번호 4805 쓰시는 분 고칼슘 쌀런두유 보내드리겠습니다.
Do you have...
네.
Sorry, go ahead.
네, 모닝 스페셜 홈페이지에 주소 남겨주세요. Do I have?
A stationary bicycle or a treadmill?
No.
They often become excellent clothes hangers.
빨랫줄이 된다. 그런 얘기 저도 많이 들어봤습니다.
Right.
Do you have one?
I have a treadmill.
Oh, you do? Okay. Do you use it?
I used to.
Ah, okay.
I should again.
Okay. So what is today's expression, Steve?
Today's expression.
Yeah.
We were going to go over choke,
Yeah.
right? Because we mentioned that smog can choke a city. We mentioned that you can choke if you
Yeah.
try to chew some food or something, or you take a drink of water. Sometimes, that's a good expression too. Sometimes when you take a drink of water, we say in English, it goes down the wrong way.
Yeah.
How do you say that in Korean? Do you know?
I don't think we have the exact same expression, but
Yeah.
that's what's happening, really, isn't
Then
it?
you could say, oh, I'm choking. But a third way that we can use choke is in sports.
Oh.
And the way that you would use it is when the performance is so terrible on a big stage.
How would you use it in a sentence?
So let's use the World Cup finals as an example, right? And I always say Canada and Korea, so let's do it again. Canada and Korea are in the World Cup finals. Korea is favored to win, right? But Canada wins the game 5-0.
Okay.
Then you
so
would say
Korea choked?
Korea choked. So you're expected to do very well, but you just do not at all.
오, 요거 재밌는 용법이네요. 살에 들다 아니면 이제 능동태로서는 이제 목 조르다라는 뜻의 choke를요. 운동 경기에서 이길 것으로 예상을 했는데 이기지 못했을 때 굉장히 많은 실수를 남발하고 아주 안 좋은 결과가 나왔다라고 할 때 저 팀이 choke 했습니다. 이렇게 한대요.
You can use it in politics too.
Oh,
And
really?
because it's all about expected level of performance. So if, let's say, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders have a debate, right? And Joe Biden performs very well in the debate. But then Bernie Sanders, maybe he asks him, Senator, how do you plan to pay for all of this free tuition and health reform? And Bernie Sanders says,
He choked.
yeah, because he was expected to perform well, but he didn't. So the media headlines may say, Senator Sanders chokes during the national debate.
네, 결과가 기대 이하일 때 이렇게 씁니다. Well, you never choke on whatever you do. So thank you for that, Steve.
Is not true, but I thank you for your kind words. Have a good day, and I'll be back tomorrow.
All right. Taking Steve out of the studio now is Kylie Minogue. Can't get you out of my head. 듣고 전 2부에 돌아오겠습니다.